Coming up, an unexpected drama. What happens when one of the cast walks out the day before the show?
Hello, this is Bourton Monchelsea Place near Maidstone. Some people say it has some of the most beautiful views in Kent. The house was built in 1567 and is still a private home. Not a bad place to stage an open-air production of Shakespeare. But sometimes things don't go exactly as planned, and the drama offstage can be as exciting as the play itself.
"3 hours to curtain up, and the play's director Rob Faulknall is arriving. It's the last night of The Taming of the Shrew, and it should be an occasion for the cast to unwind and enjoy the performance. But today they're far from relaxed, because there's a serious problem to deal with.
How late were you up?
Till 2:30.
And then you just gave up?
It's a problem that threatens today's entire performance.
Well, yesterday about lunchtime, we did a run through in the morning with the whole cast, and then at lunchtime one of the actors said that he couldn't do the show anymore, and he ran out. And that left me to play his part. So we finished rehearsing around about 6 last night. I went home and I didn't really eat anything. I just sat with the script and one of the other actors in the show, the guy who's playing Petruchio, and we went through the whole script until about 2:30 in the morning, and I got most of the script down. There's some bits that are just tricky, but through the Shakespeare, it helps because it's sort of like in rhyme, so it helps you learn it. But in 12 hours with no rehearsal and then on today, but it's a lovely day for it. But you know, who knows what's going to happen? I'm not going to have the book. I'm just going to try and do it without. So it's a very scary day.
Although Rob knows the play well, it's still a tall order to step in at the last moment, and last-minute rehearsals are not going as well as hoped.
If love hath touched you not, remains but so. What?
That's the Latin.
Redime. All right. I know. Redime te captum quem queus minimo.
Yes.
Unaware of the drama behind the scenes, the audience is arriving, bringing with them summer picnics and other essential kit in order to fully enjoy the evening. Bourton Monchelsea Place was built during Shakespeare's lifetime. Its current owner says it's not only a unique venue for open-air theatre, it's not a bad place to live either.
It's a fantastic place to live. We feel very blessed to be here. And I mean, we've lived here now for 9 years and it still feels very special to us. And it's lovely to be able to have the theatre here every year. They're a great crowd. They've been coming here for 8 years now, and we hope they'll be here for many years to come. There's no sign of any other habitation or any signs of human life really for miles around. It feels like you're in the midst of nowhere, even though we're actually only 5 miles from Maidstone. So it's like coming out to a very special place that's completely removed from the hubbub of city life, and it's just a very lovely feeling to be here. The open air theatre really is one of the highlights of the year for us, because even though it couldn't really in any way be viewed as a money-making enterprise, it's just so lovely to see so many people come here and enjoy a little piece of the special Kent countryside that we have here. We've forged quite a close relationship now over the years with Rob, the director, and Mandy from the Hazlitt, and you know, the plays are always very special. Rob, I think, has a great gift as a director, and you know, whenever you come, you're bound to see something that'll leave you with very happy memories of the day.
One of the distinctive features of the production is the interactivity between cast and audience. So, with just a few minutes to go, the cast are out mingling. Now, it's time for action.
This afternoon, I am instead delighted to announce that the role will be played by our director, Rob Faulknall, who's over there.
For how I firmly am resolved, you know, that is, not to bestow my youngest daughter before I have a husband for the elder. That if either of you both love Katerina, because I know you well and love you well. Leave shall you have to court her at your pleasure.
What? Shall I be appointed hours, as though belike I knew not what to take and what to leave? Ha!
Though it pass your patience and mine to endure her loud alarums, why, man, there be good fellows in the world, and a man could light on them would take her with all faults and money enough.
I cannot tell, but I had as lief take her dowry with this condition, to be whipped to the high cross every morning.
Oh, faith, as you say, there's small choice in rotten apples, but come.
I pray, sir, awake. If love is such, you not pronounced it so. For it follows thus: thou shalt be master in my stead. Yes, they are still falling down. Yes, thou shalt be master in my stead, and keep house and port and servants as I should.
The Taming of the Shrew is one of Shakespeare's most enduring plays. It's a battle of the sexes in which a young man, Petruchio, is persuaded to win over Catherine, the most strong-willed woman in Verona. Petruchio marries Catherine and takes her to his country house, where he proceeds to tame her by depriving her of sleep and food and continually contradicting her. Mandy Hare from the Hazlitt Theatre, who co-produced the show, says the play's appeal is in the way it skillfully blends comedy with more serious themes.
I think that mostly the appeal of the fact is that it is quite comedic in form, but there is a darker side to it, which is the question of why it is that this particularly headstrong woman ends up capitulating to Petruchio, who sort of rides in and says that's the person I'm going to have. She's particularly wealthy and not uneasy on the eye, and then he manages to, as they say, tame her. But the question is how he manages to do that, and of course he manages to do that by starving her and depriving her of sleep, which is fairly uncomfortable, but nevertheless it's done in a comedic style, which I think people manage to sort of gloss over the sort of the darker undertones of it.
The play reaches its conclusion with success for Petruchio and happiness for both. Just as importantly for the audience, the good weather has held out, and Rob seems to have remembered all his lines. Working so intimately with the audience can present quite a challenge. So what is it that makes it work so well here?
You can do it like on a London stage because you've sort of got a big gap between you and the audience, but the audience are like here, and there's no backstage. Everybody's part of it, and everyone comes here, and it's a comedy, Shakespeare comedy, so everyone's up for a lot of fun, and if they're up for fun, we're up for fun. They just love it. They just love this sort of like the little asides, and because they're right next to you, you can see every person, and there's no darkness. You don't sit in the dark outside. It's just gets very exciting. Everyone gets very excited, and lots of things. And outside, you've got to be ready for anything to happen. Like squeaking, like that noise there, and or birds going overhead, or a plane. And today we had a hang glider go overhead, and as soon as the hang glider goes, everyone does that. So you don't get that in the theatre. So there's different rules here. There's different rules. So it's lots of fun. Informal theatre, I think we call it.
It's very lively and direct. Approachable, I suppose, for anybody who doesn't know the play. You can almost follow what's going on and understand how the play goes. I just love it.
It's funny, actually. It's a lot funnier than I thought. I didn't think it was going to be quite as funny. I thought Shakespeare boring, but it isn't.
I think the way they interact with everybody here, you feel you're part of it, not just watching it. Don't you think?
Yeah, and they ad-lib well, don't they?
Yes, they do ad-lib well.
Apart from pinching out tomatoes.
Well, apart from the fantastic weather, I mean, they're always good. They're excellent production. It's really well done. We come to loads, they're always good.
As the audience heads home, how does Rob rate his own performance?
I'm on stage quite a lot of the time, and to get your head around some of the lines and work out what you're saying, and working out what you're saying is quite hard, but I think it all worked out. I think it went quite well, so I'm very pleased.
So, as Shakespeare himself might have put it, all's well that ends well. Now, if you know of any performers or other artists who you would like to see featured on Kent TV, then please get in touch via our website. For now, though, bye-bye.